Welcome to Lecture 5 of Financial Accounting. In today's lecture, I want to inform you that we are going to deal with a bit of complex stuff. So I want you to concentrate as we'll be going through the balance sheet. In our previous lectures, we introduced a balance sheet, and in today's lecture, we are going to be able to break it down to what it simply means and how it is going to be of effect to us as financial accountants. So let's get into it. Now, we introduced the accounts double entry, and we understood from there that double entry, it means it records and the incoming and the outgoing of income in the business. Now, we are saying that each account should be shown on a separate page in accounting books. Now, all those things that are done, like we said, a business is either earning or spending. Now, in every way possible, that is supposed to be represented in an orderly manner through what we call double entry. So, from the last lecture, you'll be able to catch it up to where we are today. Okay, so now the double entry system divides each page into two halves. Okay, so we are talking about the left hand side of each page is called the debit side. Remember, the left side is called the debit. Okay, debit or DR, debit side. While the right hand side is called the credit. Okay, debit and credit. The title of each account is written across the top of the accounts at the center. Okay, now that account is written at the center of a particular account. So, for instance, let's talk about. I'm sure you are seeing where the title of account is written here. Okay, so there you write the title of account. So you say maybe you're talking about maybe van or vehicle. Okay, meaning you're buying a vehicle, and that vehicle is either has the left hand side of the page, it is a debit, then the right hand of the page is a credit. Okay, do you see how the shape resembles the T, right? Okay, there is that cross, that line that looks like a T. Not surprisingly, these are commonly referred to as the T accounts. Okay, the T accounts. Now, as you can see here, account title here. So on the other, it they'll continue going like that, and there on top they have an account. Now, this line divides the line that is coming down um, um, is is the one that divides the shape. Okay, it divides the two sides and is the downstroke of the T. Okay, so this is what we call a T account. Now, the T account, the left side is debit, the right side is a credit. Okay, now many students find it very difficult, to make correct entries in the accounts because they forget that debit and credit have special accounts meaning. Okay, don't fall into that trap. You as a student. Okay, now you will understand what a debit is. Okay, we understand what a debit is. Now, in other definition, we're saying a debit is a liability, a debt or obligation. Okay, so meaning that you are actually paying. Okay, you are paying. You've been debited. You are paying out. Okay, so money is going out of the business. Okay, now let's look at the credit. Okay, what is credit? Okay, what is credit? Okay, what is credit? Now, credit, we're talking about incoming. Okay, money is coming into the business. Your account has been credited with 2,000, US dollars. That is the amount coming into your account, into your bank. Okay, now you must not confuse any other meanings for these two terms with the accounting ones. Now, for instance, if you say you describe the entries in the accounts by saying, okay, something like debit accounts, which is X, with maybe let's say Z pounds credit account, Y with Z pounds, inserting the names of the accounts and the actual amount in a place of X and Y and Z. Okay, now for now you may have difficulties to understand that, but move along, you'll be able to understand. In what that means is that if you paid 10 pounds by check for a kettle, you could say debit the kettle account with 10 what pounds and credit the bank account with 10 pounds. Okay, now to actually make this entry, you enter 10 pounds on the left hand, okay, which is the debit side of the Keto account, and on the right hand side, which is the credit of the bank account. Okay, now here it is indicated. So here we've got Keto on the as the debit, then on the other side bank account as a credit. Now I'm sure you are able to see the symbol for the amount there for the for the pound above there. So that it means that you are entering you are entering either into the business or removing into the business through the bank. Now you learned in our earlier lecture that transactions increase or decrease asset, right? Yes. Okay, we said transactions either increase or decrease assets, liability or capital. Okay, now in terms of the assets, liability and capital, we are saying that it is done to increase an asset, we make a debit entry. Okay, so if you want to increase an asset, we make a debit entry. Remember, to increase an asset, we make what? The debit entry. Why? Because when you buy, okay, you buy a vehicle, you buy a car, that amount to be debited into your account. Okay. Now, to decrease an asset, we make a credit entry. Now, to decrease that, asset, we make a credit entry. If we sell that item, we sell that car, now it becomes a credit because our bank account will receive money. Further, to increase a liability or capital, okay, capital account, we make a credit, okay, credit. So for us to start a business, we make credit. The amount is credited. You borrow money, so your amount is credited, okay. So when you receive a message from the bank, they normally say your account has been credited with so much. Now, to decrease a liability capital account, we make a debit entry. So to increase a liability or capital, we make a what? A debit entry. Okay, we make a debit entry. Okay, now that is simple in the sense that there, when we are saying when you pay off, for instance, somebody gives you a loan, that loan is credited to your account. Now to take away, when you pay that loan back, you debit your account. As simple as that. Okay, now placing these items, in a table organized by type of items, the double entry rule for the bookkeeping accounts. Okay, now let's look at that. Okay, so we've got accounts, okay, to record entry in the account. So assets. So what happens with an asset? An increase. If we've got an increase, that is what? A debit, meaning that we buy the asset, and when we buy, for instance, asset can be the car. We buy the car, our bank account reduce, okay, amount in the bank reduces. Why? Because we pay. Then further, when we sell off that asset, we are decreasing. So the credit, so meaning our account is credited, the money comes because we sell it off. Liability, an increase. Okay, so we have an increase in the liability, so meaning our amount has been credited, meaning a loan, a bank gives us money, that money is credited into the account. Okay, and that account, it means that the money is in. Then when we start paying back that loan, we are decreasing an amount, meaning we are debiting. Okay, capital, the same concept is working. You put capital, you are creating your account, then you take out capital, you are what? You are debiting. Okay, So that's how it works. Now let's look at once again the accounting equation. Let's look at the accounting equation. You know by now what we mean when we say accounting equation. Accounting equation is equal to capital is equals to net assets. Net assets is given by assets minus liability. Okay. So if I ask you to say, can you present the net assets? Okay. The formula for net asset is assets minus liability. Okay. So we're talking about all the assets you have minus the amount that you have to pay out. Now, to increase each item, credit, okay, debit, credit, okay. Now, we've got capital has been credited into the bank account of the business as a capital. Then assets, we buy assets, we are debited. Then we are given money, we are credited. Now, to decrease each item, we mean that this amount, when we take away, it is debited. Okay. When we assets, when we buy, when we sell the asset, money comes in, we are credited. Then liability, we are debited because we are paying back the loan. As a very simple concept. So I know it may be a bit, being a lay person, it may be a bit difficult, but just try to study around. It will be very, very clear. Okay, now the double entry rule for liability and capital are the same, but they are the opposite of those for assets. Okay, looking at the account, the rule will appear as, look at what will happen. So here we're saying that, okay, oh my goodness. Okay, so here we are saying that the double entry rule for liability and capital are the same, but they are opposite of those for assets. Okay, look at the accounts, the rule will appear as, okay, now look at this. This is capital account, so we decrease, then we increase. Okay, any assets account, so increase, then decrease. Then the liability, we're talking about decrease, then increase. Okay. Now, here we're talking about in a real business, at least one full page would be taken for each account in the accounting books. However, as we have not enough space in this text, okay, to put each account on separate page, we will list the accounts under each other. Okay, now let's look at an example. Okay, let's look at an example. Now we are saying that the entry of a few transactions can now be attempted. Now let's look at this example. The owner starts the business with, 10,000 pounds in cash on August on, okay, 2 by 8. Okay, now the effects of this transaction are entered as follows. Okay, so we've got increase of the asset, right? Okay, then the action, the debit, the cash account. Okay, that is on the debit. Okay, so meaning that the asset increases, okay, in terms of cash. Then the action, it means that the debit, we are debiting the cash account. Then secondly, we are saying the increase in the capital. So we are crediting the capital account. Okay, I'm sure now it is very, very simple to understand. Okay, now let's see how it's going to look on the balance sheet. So we've got capital, which is cash. Okay, remember it is on the left side. It is what? Yes, okay, that 10, okay, which is debit. Then the right side credited. So meaning that here we are balancing off the 10,000 and the 10,000 there. Okay, all right. So the date of the transaction has already been entered. Never forget to enter the date of the transaction. A very important concept out here. Okay, a very, very important concept out here. Okay, we are saying that never should you miss out the date. Now, it should be able to be followed. One should be able to follow. If it is 1st June, put 1st June, and you see that the business started on the 1st June. Then the second entry should show that, maybe on the 10th of June we bought a vehicle, okay, because the business started. So dates are very, very important. Now, there remains the description, okay? Now, there remains the description, often referred to as the narrative. Now, each part that is done, it needs to have its narrative, okay, which is to be entered alongside the amount. Now, alongside the amount, you are supposed to put what we call the narrative. Now, this is completed by a cross reference to the title of the other account in which the double entry is prompted. Okay. Now, The double entry to the item in the cash account is completed by an entry in the capital account. Therefore, the word capital will appear as the narrative in cash account. Now, let's look at it. Okay, now, narrative really, you see, narrative is about knowing what it is. Okay, without a narrative, you can't know. You can't just put 10,000 there without a narrative. A narrative, it means that I need to put the capital, this term here, capital. Okay, this term here, capital. Okay, so this term capital is able to show that there is our capital. There is our capital. So this one here, okay, this one here, this one here, it is a narrative. So every account should have a narrative. If it is asset, put assets, okay, as a narrative. Okay. Now, similarly, the double entry to the item in the capital account is completed by an entry in the cash account. So the word cash will appear in the capital account. Okay. So as we can see now on the other side, we've got capital here. Okay. Capital, then we've got cash. Okay. Now let's look at the second entry. Okay, that was the first, meaning that the business is starting, and you've got the first amount, which is capital. Okay, a capital of 10,000 pounds. Okay. Now the second task, the second assignment is, you see how the dates are moving, eh? So I'm sure you're able to see how the dates are moving. This was on the 1st August. Okay. Then we come back here on the 2nd August. The business buys its first vehicle, which is the van. Okay, cash of 4,500 pounds. Okay. Now the effect is that the assets of the van. Okay, the van is an asset, right? So meaning we are debiting the van account. We are debiting the van. We are debiting the amount that we used to buy the van into our main account. Okay. So the decreases the second effect is that it decreases the asset of cash, meaning that cash in our bank will reduce, while assets will increase, or cash in form of assets will increase. Okay, so our cash in this sense now, it is in a less liquid form. Okay, so here is the van. So good cash, 4,500 pounds. That is on the debit. That is showing that the money has gone out. Then here it is showing that the money is what, credited. That is for the second effect. Okay, that is if we sell the van. This is how we're going to represent it. So when we buy, it is going to be on debit. Then when we sell, it is going to be on the credit. Now the third task is fixtures. Okay, shelves. Now fixtures, here we're saying that fixtures are bought on credit from the shop. Okay, now we bought fixtures. Okay, mostly it's fixtures and fitting. Okay, those things that you need as a business. Okay, now those fixtures and fittings we are talking about. We are buying 1,250 on the 3rd of August. So 3 days later, we buy the what? The fixtures. Okay. Now those fixtures, what they are doing is they are debiting our account. Okay, and it increases the liability. Okay. Now here you see here it was bought on credit, meaning we buy and pay later. Okay. So of course that is going to be an asset. Okay, where we are debiting the fixed account. Okay, now increases the liability to the shop. Okay, now meaning that the liability will come on board now. Okay, so we're going to introduce what we call liability. Okay, we're going to introduce this as a liability. Now liability is going to come as credit, so we're going to represent it as liability. So of course we've got 1,250 as shop fitting, which is going out of the business. Then we are bringing it also on the part of the credit. Okay, where it is coming in. Okay, now this is coming as a liability. Now note how the liability of creditor is split in the accounting books. Okay, so that a separate account is maintained for each creditor. Okay, so here we've got we are debited that amount. Okay, then we are credited that amount. Now that amount is first of all coming into the business. Okay, coming into the business, then later it is going to go. Now it is coming as a liability that has to be paid off. Okay. Now, fourth item, we are looking at the amount owing to the shop. Okay. Now, the amount, paid the amount owing to the shop. Now, we on the 17th, as a business, we are now paying back. Okay. Now that will mean that it is going to decrease our liability, and is going to what? Is going to decrease our liability, and it is going to increase our what? Our it is going to decrease our liability, and is going to decrease the assets of cash. Okay, meaning that our liability is going to be decreased, and our asset of cash is going to be what? Decreased, as you may have seen up there when we were crediting. Okay, the liability came and our account increased because liability came and our stock of goods increased. So let's look at that. So we have cash, debit, and we've got cash going out. So that is all the time a balance. Now, we at this point, let us now look at it. Let's take a look at how it looks, all of it now as the balance sheet. Okay, as the full balance sheet. Okay, now let's look at 5 transactions to date. Okay, combining all 4 of these transactions, the accounts now contains. Let's look at how it looks. So we've got cash. Okay, so we've got capital. Okay, our capital is there, and we are debiting the capital of how much? 10,000 pounds. Okay, now that 10,000, okay, 10,000, then we are saying that 10,000, during that time we are looking at on the 2nd of August. So you are seeing what the dates, right? So there is capital, the capital which is on the 10th, or which is debited. Then we've got the van, okay, on the 2nd. Then we've got the shop fitters, okay. Then capital account. Now, how it is moving now is that on the 1st August we had cash of 10,000, right? Okay, 10,000. Now that 10,000, it came as a credit. That's when our business started. Okay, this is when our business started here. Okay, this is when our business started. So this business started here. Okay, this business started here, and further, at the time that this business was starting. Okay, here now we can see that we had cash of on the 2nd of August we had cash of 4,500, which went towards the van. Okay, which went towards the van. Now, as you can see here, okay, as you can see here, the amount was what? Here the amount was debited. Okay, the amount was credited because that's when we had put amount into the business. Then here we bought the van, and the amount was what? The amount was debited. Here we credited, then here debited. Okay. Then shop fitters, as you can see, the cash on the 17th, we had we had bought in goods, okay, on credit. This is the amount that came on credit. Then these fixtures were also on there. It is balanced because we've got credit and debit there. Okay, the amount was credited and the amount was debited because it was a liability. So it was an increase on the liability. Now, I want you to be able to refer back to what we did in lecture 3. Okay, lecture 3, we had looked at the balance, how we were making liabilities. So I want you to refer back to that in case you've got challenges to understand this. Okay, so fixture and the fittings. So we've got shop fitters, which is 1,250. Now, this 1,250, we are talking about a debit. So it is debited from our account, meaning that we are paying off at this point. Now, here it came, okay, as credit. It came as amount here, okay. It came as credit. Then further here, it went out as debit because we had to pay. Not how you enter each transaction in account in date order, and how once you open an account, shop fitters, you continue to make entries in rather than opening a new account for every entry. Okay, now, as simple as that. So this is a video. I want you to be able to go through it, repeat where you can't understand, start again. And for if you want more information, still you can be able to contact me. We can help each other. Okay, now let's look at an assignment. Immediately you finish this, you look at an assignment. Now, our assignment question is Mr. Zulu started business, okay, called Zulu Limited, okay, Ltd, and incurred the following transactions. Okay, indicate your own dates. Now, you are going to indicate your own dates here, your own months, and everything. He added, uh, 25 250 US dollars investment to a business, right? Then second task was he bought equipment on credit from Mr. T at $120,000. Then thirdly, he withdraw a cash of 15,000 from the bank. Further, fourth task, he bought a vehicle by check worth 65,000. Okay, sold equipment which was not needed to Mr. M on credit at that amount. Okay, so he sold the goods at that 11,000 US dollars. Some of the equipment were returned at a cost of 23,000. Now, that is to house supplies. Then seventh step, Mr. M paid the amount owing by check. Okay. Then eighth, Mr. Zulu or Zulu bought another vehicle at the cost of 43,000 US dollars via check. The last task that the business did during that time, he paid 97,000 to house supply by check. Okay, so the assignment is draw a transaction table showing the effects and action taken for each transaction. So draw a transaction table showing the effects and the action taken for each transaction. Okay, second assignment, draw a complete balance sheet for all the transactions in the assignment. Draw a complete balance sheet for all the transactions in the assignment. The instruction for the assignment are that the assignment is due after 2 weeks from this date. No late submissions. No late submissions. Thank you so much. It has been a wonderful session. See you in the next lecture. Goodbye.